Hi there, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my channel and my creative life. I am creating a really cute fun fold card for Jen Lee Schoolcraft Design Team, and I'm using a product that was given to me from there. So the product is this beautiful, huge brick stamp. It's 6 by 8 inches. It's so big. I love it. I think it's so perfect because not only will I provide enough background for a card, but also for a scrapbook layout, or maybe even something like mixed media or in your art journal, things like that. But because I didn't have an acrylic block big enough to hold this, I put it with my MISTI, and I'm going to try two different techniques with it. The first one I'm going to do is I'm going to use a brick color cardstock with black ink and stamp the bricks onto that. And then the second one I'm going to do is using a white piece of cardstock using brick color ink and then doing a little smudging to make it look like bricks. So with Jen Lee Schoolcraft Design Team, this is a new design team that I'm on, and so this is the second project using some of the products that were sent to me. Now the nice thing about this website, it's very budget friendly, and it has a huge variety of different products for your crafting and your card making needs. This particular stamp, like I mentioned, is part of their obviously stamp line, and there's lots of different stamps that are either from that are brand new, slightly used. Some of them are current, some of them are like retired products, discontinued products from well-known designers or manufacturing companies. And this one, like I said, it's from, I want to say Do-Craft. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it, D-O Craft, either Do-Craft or Do-Craft. I think it's Do. Anyhow, so you saw the first example. I absolutely love the black ink on the brick colored paper. Now I'm going to try it with some brick colored ink on white paper. The nice thing about using the MISTI is, if you haven't had one already or heard about it, is basically when you put a stamp on, and if you do your first impression, let's say it's not dark enough, then you just re-ink it and then push it down and stamp again. Now the problem with this one, so this was a little bit different, but I thought because it being brick, it was fine. But usually you put a magnet on your paper to hold it in place. So either you'd have to put some like removable adhesive, something like that in the bottom. So that way when you put the stamp back down, it wouldn't show the impression of the magnet. It wasn't a problem here. I did have a little bit of not even spot, but look at what I did. So you saw me clean the stamp off with some wipes, and I usually just use either baby wipes, or in this case I'm using a hand wipe. Anything that does not have alcohol in it, so like a Clorox wipe would not do, because it could dry out your stamp over time. But basically when I was cleaning it off, I had a lot of ink still on the wipe, so that's what I used to add more color onto that white piece of cardstock. I love the way that looked. So now I'm going to create the card. So this is a square column box card, and I'm going to have all the measurements in the information box, and it's also going to be on my blog. I'll have a link to my blog, a link to Jen Lee Schoolcraft's website. And if you order something from that website, because I'm a design team member, I'm able to offer a 10% discount if you use my first name, which is Dorleen. I'll have that information in the box so you spell it correctly. Believe me, I've been through this my whole life. And you'll get an extra 10% off. And like I said, this is a budget-friendly website, so 10% off, already great prices, is a great deal. I decided to use the dark colored ones for my main pattern paper for this card, but I'm going to tell you as I'm going through this, this is the first time I made this. So when I first put the tab on, I'm going to put liquid adhesive on that very last tab. I'm going to put that on there and then literally just fold the card over on that second, or the very first score line. I hope that makes sense. But this way you know it's in the exact same placement. So see how I did there? And all I did was turn it over, and it's in the perfect spot. And now I'm going to use liquid adhesive to add the pattern paper, the homemade pattern paper. So I put it on the first and then the second tabs that I can see open. Well, I don't realize it until later that the third one that I have here, and I think, why did I make a third one? So I cut it in half and thought, well, I'll just put a little sliver of something over there in technically the inside of the card. And that's fine. I love the way that looks. But you're going to notice later that you see that first area that you can see it when the card is closed. I completely forgot to put a piece there, so you'll see me make arrangements or some changes later. See right there, it's just plain, which is fine when the card's up, but when it's flat in the envelope, it doesn't look too pretty. So anyhow, I just grabbed some barbecue stamps from my stash. I'm going to make this a Father's Day card. I know it's a little too early, but you know what? I guess it never really is that early. At least I know one's already done. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that on white cardstock using archival ink, black ink, and I'm going to use watercolor pencils to color that in and a water brush to also color that in. Right now I'm going to put the sentiment in before I start all the coloring. And what I did there is I put a post-it note there because I thought I didn't want to take a chance of getting some ink on that beautiful pattern paper. Look at, I had so much room. I probably didn't need to do it there, but you know what? Better safe than never. So once I did that, I went ahead and grabbed another piece of the stamp and just did a little fun sausage right there in the middle. Toss that aside. I feel like that's always what I'm doing. I always just kind of toss things around. I'm not really sure why. But now I'm going to just use some blue watercolor pencil, and I'm thinking I want this kind of denim looking, and right now I'm just doing a really light drawing of the pencil marks. So first of all, so I don't get a lot of marks, so it's just really soft, and then that water brush is used to just kind of move the color around. I'm going to use brown on the handles, and then I'm also going to use black because I couldn't find a gray pencil, which I know I have. And then I just really lightly put some black there, and then with the water, it just has like a silver hue. So once it dries just a little bit, I add darker colors with the blue, same blue, but just kind of add another layer, add some more water, and I just keep kind of playing with it because I want it to be a little darker when it's all said and done. And if you've ever worked with watercolor pencils, basically this is going to be it when it dries. So I'm turning it over. I'm putting acrylic block on there because I don't want it to be warped. Waited a little bit, cut it out. And now what I did is I removed those dark bricks and I moved one over. I was so glad I didn't tear the card. And I put the white colored brick in the middle. See there? And I really like that. I also found another barbecue grill or barbecue stamp, a grill, and stamped it on the brick, directly on the brick, and then put the apron on top of that. Now I'm just going to add a couple little little enamel dots to finish the card. But I hope you like this, and if you do, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. I do post 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking, and the other is whatever it is I'm creating in the Command Center, which is the name of my blog and my craft room. But please do me a favor, check out Jen Lee Schoolcraft. I swear you won't regret it. There's lots and lots of fun products. And remember that some of these are only single products depending on what she has in stock. So if you like it, I'm telling you, snag it before it's gone. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.